Welcome to Game Devs Play Games, where we play games, talk game design, and we are back with more Moon Hunters. I don't know why I said that with a spooky voice, but we're dancing. We're dancing.
So you have little commands where you just, if you hold on the right D-pad, you do a little dance. This is way better.
The Druid's dance is seriously like my favorite thing in the entire world because when I happy dance, that's how I happy dance.
Victory pose. I like that the orbs move up when she does this.
It seems appropriate.
And so, yeah, it's something to... I like racing ahead of people, especially with the Druid, because when he turns into his wolf form, he can go faster than everybody else.
And just like
so
dance.
you go to the edge of the screen because you outpace everybody, and then you dance until they catch up. All right, cool. So we're in town, the Dustfolk town. And this guy's the merchant who...
Let's
where are his eyes?
get the moonlight out for those opals, shall we?
Opals are the currency. We
always thought
are
that was
one
interesting.
short of being able to buy anything.
Well,
so let's get
that's
ourselves
wonderful.
an opal, huh?
Are opals a stone in real life?
They are, I don't think it's considered a stone.
Or just like a mineral?
It's like a, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe a
Elders
mineral. Somebody knows.
Oh, okay.
Close.
The elders ignore you, comparing achievements of their grandchildren. Perhaps someone more prideful would join the boasting. Except we don't have grandchildren, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why we don't join the boasting.
No traits yet. What does this person say?
One of the Keats was born with a mark of the sun on its back. I haven't told anyone. What if we're cursed? What should we do?
Watch it.
Kill it. She frowns, but nods, saying she will obey and dispose of the bird. Ooh. Harsh.
Well.
Oh, but we get separate...
Because we chose different things. You also missed out on a cool opportunity there.
Yeah, it's true. I actually did tell her to not kill it when I played this last time,
Let's go this way.
and it was pretty cool.
We have enough opals to buy upgrades. So there aren't like weapons or anything in the game, but you can just like upgrade your character. And this is mechanically speaking, a very good choice. Because you don't really make your character necessarily more powerful. You just improve the way that their abilities function. So my orbs can stun opponents longer, gravity well lasts longer, increase the maximum teleporting range. I'm gonna go with gravity well lasts longer.
15 really isn't much. I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna save this, but it's 15. Like, come on, Chris. Ooh, what's in here? Would you like to enter? Yeah.
The air within is damp and cool. It's always damp and cool.
I also like how we kind of have the Zelda mentality of just break everything.
Everything.
It's fine.
And then you introduce this person so they can ignore you. And that's that. So cool part about this is if every time you beat the game, you can get your character gets a constellation associated with them, depending on what their traits were, and it'd be like Enkidu the ox, and all right. So if we had 50 opals, then we could have bought herbs, I think, from them, and that would be a cooking ingredient.
Ah, okay. The perfume of healthy apricots is a testament to the village's successful water seeking. Okay.
I thought that you should get apricots. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe if we were more curious.
Maybe.
Although they usually tell you when a stat was involved. Oh.
Kapauza.
That's pretty well
I also
hidden,
like that we
actually.
share currency, as in like we both got 15 from that.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because it doesn't dissuade you from playing this game with more people. And I guess a lot of designers do that, right? Where they're like, well, if we don't like split the cost somehow, then the game becomes unbalanced and then too easy. I don't know how they balance it in this. I think they probably just have more enemies or make them more difficult.
It's actually not very great. They give the enemies more hit points, but no more show up than normal. So it just takes longer to kill the enemies.
I mean, from an engineering standpoint, it kind of makes sense because maybe if they just made more enemies, how many players can you play this game with? 4?
4.
Yeah, at a certain point, there's just too many.
Yeah.
So that's probably just the more practical choice.
So if we could speak to camels, we could talk to it. And that's one of those things you're like, I can learn to speak to camels?
That is one of the crazy things, right? And that's one of those things that's all about, like, playing this game multiple times, right? Because, like...
You get so many cool things within the world you can unlock as you play.
Yeah, I think... Whoa, what was that? Oh, was
that was just me shooting, yeah.
I think in my one playthrough through this, I learned Spirit Tongue, and I think it continues through playthroughs. So now I can talk to spirits without having to go through all the crazy shit.
So,
You've always been a cute one, not unlike my first husband. Goddess rest his soul. Perhaps we can get to know each other better after the feast tonight. Oh ho ho ho! And only you can talk to her because you have the what was it, like flirty?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you had a specific trait that you got from Starseed.
That. Oh, now I have the trait. So I officially have the trait seductive, which is funny because you're the one with the higher charm. But meh. So I think that leadership, when you play with multiple people, it also causes the enemies to attack you. So it's like, if you have a high leadership, you're almost choosing to become a tank.
That makes sense. Here the dust folk bury their revered dead, consecrated by tears of the goddess. Okay. Dark, but I was chosen to be the Seeker's apprentice. I hope I can learn the blood arts well enough to deserve the honor. Blood arts.
Alright, and now we have to go talk to Chieftain.
Oh,
so that nothing can...
Already.
Oh.
It's time to start setting up for the moon feast. Are you ready? Nah.
Jerk.
Alright, let's get started. The village has been looking forward to this.
Nothing's possibly going to go wrong.
Nope. Village gathered to feast and watch the moonrise. There might be voiceover right now.
She actually is speaking, yeah. So, I like and I don't like the voice that speaks. Simply because I feel like she doesn't have enough weight behind her voice. But the choice
an inexperienced voice actor kind of
way? Yeah, kind of. But like her voice is good. It's hard to describe.
That's fair. Don't recall it very well. Everyone be calm. This must be part of the goddess's plan. And Kidu, you've been our protector in past years. What do you plan to do to bring back the moon? So this must be because I've already played as the druid.
Maybe.
Find the priestess. Good idea. Priestess may know what happened, or maybe a song that could help bring the moon back.
So there's like a series of steps to actually try to bring the moon goddess back. And
there's a spirit in there.
My descendants grow and flourish, yet still I draw in the temple where to touch moon, new moon, then crescent. So that's a thing to remember. New moon, full moon, crescent. They bring that up multiple times throughout the game. And one time, only one time, my very first playthrough, did I actually find the temple where I had to hit those. But I accidentally stepped on the wrong one, not realizing what it was, and I haven't seen it since. So I haven't got like the real ending where you actually like find the moon goddess or save her, or I don't actually know. So now we get to choose. Basically every time we go to a location that's not a town, a day passes, and we only have so many days before the game ends, essentially.
Yeah. And those icons, does that represent there being a merchant there, or does that represent that it's a strength focused?
That represents that there's a merchant there. I think it actually means that it's like it's like an actual place that you're gonna fight at, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because they all have merchants on there.
Yeah, except for the mangroves, and that's just kind of like it's not a town, but it's like an inter place where you might find some cool stuff. So we'll go there after we go to like another fighty area.
Interesting.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, I think that's one of the good things about this game, is that there's a lot to explore. I guess the gameplay gets a little redundant in some regards, but it's not like not engaging, right? So like when I first played through this game, I avoided any non-combat areas just because I was like, I need to keep fighting. I need to collect all the opals that I can find, and I need to level up as much as possible. Oh, my bad. You seem like you could overcome any challenge. What do you think is the best way to extract the ore from the rock? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they devise a pressure system to pry ore loose. Eventually, a few glowing fragments are freed.
Lovely. And without breaking a sweat, thanks for your help. Haha.
So now we get... You are officially cunning. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So this is kind of why the ritualist is really, really powerful, because she can keep her enemies at bay without them ever coming close to her, and then just shoot them. And there are very few... Whoa! There are very few ranged creatures in the game. Actually, I think those might be the only ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm very surprised that we've already seen ranged enemies, because that was
It's just based off the area. Like those are mountainous creatures.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the whole concept behind the design of most of our characters is that since they're ranged, we have an ability to slow them down. So as soon as we start dealing with ranged enemies, it sort of defeats the, like, slowdown mechanics that we have.
But it offers a new challenge to those ranged characters.
That's true. Would you like to enter? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Air
always
within is
cool
cool
and
and damp. So, do you think that this game would benefit from like a sort of like a real-time mechanic where like the day is passing as we're exploring?
Honestly, I really do like the way it's done. I feel like it's a little weird because
Where time only passes when we're done in an area?
Well, only when you fight an area, because like if you go to a town, time doesn't pass.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I feel stupid for never going to towns.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to burst your bubble or anything. But
well, they
yeah.
don't tell you that, right? So
Yeah.
it's... I feel easy to fall prey to if you're unwilling to explore that like I was. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, I also really like that with the ranged enemies, our projectiles will intercept them, like their projectiles.
Oh, I didn't actually realize that.
Oh yeah, man, that's why I can just sit here and shoot them, because they don't really move around a lot. So, I mean, that could also be specific to the druid.
It could be, actually. I haven't really played as a druid too much. Oh, found a merchant.
Ah, yes, the Arrow of Ages. It certainly is you, yee-hee-hee, especially when you spend your opals. Gee, thanks. Still can't do much. Grow 2 vine fields at once. I don't think I had that before. Do they randomly choose what abilities?
Every merchant has random... so it's kind of cool,
that's
so
right.
also at the same time a little annoying when you're sitting on like hundreds of opals and you can't spend anything. So I'm actually going to hold off a little bit since we're at 51. We're almost at 75, so
yeah.
if we can get a little bit more, I'll come back when we have 75.
Yeah, like, this vine field is already so huge that I'm like, what would I do with 2 of them?
I don't know. So, how we doing on time there?
Well, we forgot to set the timer again.
Yeah.
So I think we're actually at time.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we've at least been doing this for 13, 14-ish minutes, so it's a good place to call it. And maybe we'll get closer to the end of this or something other than just vanilla combat.
I actually like these enemies right here because the vultures there, because they're pretty easy to work with. Or like they're pretty easy to avoid and everything because all they do is just charge you, but they do a crap ton of damage when they hit. Mm-hmm. And so they feel unique compared to most enemies that usually just chase you and go meh.
And especially if you're swarmed by a lot of enemies, you have to choose like where you're prioritizing your attacks.
Yes.
And they sort of force your hand in a way that I think is actually good for the overall combat design.
Precisely. However, that's because there's only so many enemies that'll be active at a time. It kind of, in a weird way, defeats the purpose because, as I said, since they don't increase the amount of enemies you fight, it's really easy to kite enemies. And I think that will lead to the question of the day because you've been watching so far. We've barely got hit. I know you got hit by probably one of the bears or something.
Yeah, but I'm a fool, so...
Yeah, I'm the foolish one. Oh, no, I'm not. Anyway, whatever. So you've been watching this fight. The combat seems pretty simple, right? So I think the question is, do you feel like the game is actually too easy so far? And what could they do to make it more difficult and challenging while at the same time still being fair to the player?
Yeah, and the main consideration is that, sure, this is earlier in the game.
It doesn't really get too much more difficult.
Yeah, it doesn't change dramatically because the player characters are growing in addition to the challenges, so it keeps it a pretty even level so long as you're spending your opals, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, cool.
Well, I think that's a good question. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to vote on what you want us to play next, whether it's more Moon Hunters, because, I mean, it's basically an infinite game. We could just keep playing it over and over again. Or you could vote for one of these other games, because
Do it.
we like to play what you guys want to see.
Vote. Till next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.